Well, I'm Brad Lane. I'm a partner with Lane Cattle Company. I'm fourth generation. We've grown a lot. Unfortunately, through that growing, you have to go through the trials and the challenges that everybody faces in business. But when you're in agriculture and especially cattle, especially in this world market that we're in, it takes a lot. Our program is buying mostly sale barn cattle, where we bring them here and straighten them out. We've utilized the vet sales reps to help come up with our processing protocol. Don't think we've changed it in about 2 years, really like. Actually, some of the feed yards also were involved with that and giving us some ideas. And I'd say about 1.5 years ago, the word FerAppease came up in a conversation. Somebody said, you ought to give it a shot. It might blow your mind. And, you know, anything when you're doing what we do, you know, you look at numbers, you look at cost, and everything adds up. I've been able to get it now where it feels like you're figuring down to the dollar. And you know, when you get this added or that added, then it just affects your bottom line. But you've got to spend it to make it. And utilizing the FerAppease, the first day I noticed how the cattle were laying down in the middle of the field versus walking the fence like they normally would. And okay, maybe there's something to this. And then as we continued to use it throughout the year, we got to bigger numbers and more balling calves. And we'd get up there to work cattle in the mornings, and you know, you're shouting at each other to be able to communicate. You can't hear yourself think. And then you get through working them, and you can have a conversation, and the cattle are still standing in the pen. And then it's really, there must be something to this. This year, we've changed our approach to how we're putting our cattle out. And used to be, we just load up the trailers, and you know, we're putting cattle in 10 to 40 acre traps. And you turn them loose and they run from you. I mean, that's their reaction. And so the approach this year has been to hold them in the pen for a little bit longer period of time. I'm hoping that maybe that allows the FerAppease to work a little bit more, and then putting them in a corral that is closer to the area they're going to be put in. And then when they're allowed to walk out as one group. And boy, that really opened my eyes to see cattle walking down a laneway instead of running from you. You know, those things right there really just make me believe that it is paying for us, and the stress level that is being lowered by those cattle not having to run around. I mean, you're in Alabama, you know, August, September, it's hot, and there's nothing worse than those cattle just running. And so to see that limited has helped. And then in having a conversation with one of the vets, he said something that I had not touched on and thought about with this product. And he said he felt like we can identify the cattle that are fixing to be sick. I mean, anybody can find a sick cattle that is bad sick, but seeing them before they get sick is the secret, as we all know in this business. And you know, down here in the South, you're going to have crossbred cattle, and crossbred cattle are the worst at hiding their symptoms. You won't see it until they're about dead sometimes. And when he made that statement, it made me think, I am noticing the sick cattle so much quicker in the first 14 days than I think I ever have. Now, there may be a fact of experience and knowledge that's come with doing this, but when you can go out there and you're expecting to treat X%, and that first day you pull about 75% of that number, and then after that it's just a few, that's huge because you're getting on top of it quicker. Now, there's a lot of people who like to just mass treat. I'm not a fan of it. I know it has its place, but I also think it can create some issues that I'm trying not to have. But it's a pain. You go out there and fight with them, and they don't want to be handled. You don't want to do it, but it's what it takes to do what we do. And so that was I think that's been a big thing that has helped me this year because I'm the one that gets to treat them. And so when I can find them, that eyes, the side, that just whatever the symptoms are, they're showing themselves, you know, that's priceless.